Hey there folks, this is GreenXI welcoming you to the Green Blog. Today is the 27th of December 2016, which means it's time for a new Christmas haul video. I put it off a little bit. I just want to do a little bit of an update first because you'll probably have noticed how the videos have been a little bit sporadic lately, you know, off and on. My sister's had twins, so it's been some babysitting going on. It's been Christmas time, so that's generally got in the way a little bit. My capture card has been crashing now and again, so Let's Plays have suffered from that. There's been quite a lot of things getting in the way, and it's just gotten a little bit hard work. And I'm knackered right now, if you can't tell. So, I am getting videos out, but it's not as many as I'd like to. I'd like to do it daily, or at least bi-daily, but it doesn't seem to be working out that way. Anyway, let's get on to the Christmas haul video, like I've been meaning to. The first thing I had was this microphone by here. I've been playing around with it for a bit. I'd like a bit of feedback about it. I've been trying to get it so that there's as little background noise going on, you know, like the staticky noise that comes with some microphones, and there seems to be some of that going on. But I like how it looks. I like how it plugs into there, and you can pretty much forget about it. There's no big headset around you. There's no need for a microphone on a desk anyway. It's really good, and I like that about it. But I think I see why a lot of people don't do it for Let's Plays and stuff, in the sense that the quality of your voice seems to go down. I'm going to see once this is all finished how it's actually turned out. If it's not very good, I don't know what I'm going to do. I might just go back to my old headset. And I don't want to have to do that, because that's just a waste of money. Not for me, but for my parents. So we'll see. We'll see how it sounds and see what you guys think, and you know, this that. Anyways, other stuff I had for Christmas. I had, right, this was off my sister. It's something, here we go. It's missing one book because I'm reading it, but it's the Game of Thrones books or the Songs of Ice and Fire books, you know, however you know it as from the TV show or the books. There's all 7 of them. I don't know if there's more or not. I've never got into any of it. I don't have a clue about any of it other than it's just fantasy based. And in the show, apparently, they're just shagging around and that's pretty much it. So, yeah, it's interesting. I've only read like 15-20 pages, so I can't really say too much about it. But I do see already that. Oh, just the first one. I do see already that it's quite hard to read, in that it throws a lot of characters at you at the very start, and it also kind of, the language has a lot of old world fantasy to it, in that there's a lot of words you might not understand because they're not used anymore. That's what I find anyway. But it's good. You have to concentrate a bit, that's all, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. So I'm liking it so far. I hope I like it enough to read the others, obviously. So I'll carry on with that. Next up, another book, the only other book I had. I love the Discworld novels. Here's the next one I'm going to be reading. I'm reading them all in order. Reaper Man by Terry Pratchett. It's about, well, hell has some budget cuts, and which means that the Grim Reaper gets fired. And it's how it all deals with that sort of stuff, I think. I haven't read it yet, but that's the summary I read on, I think it was Amazon or wherever I got it from. So I'm looking forward to reading that, but I want to read Game of Thrones first, so it might be a while before I get around to it. Because reading-wise, I normally do a lot more reading in the summer, when I can go like down the lake or go out somewhere, just sit around and read. Whereas in the winter, it's mainly just like during my lunch break at work, or now and again at home if I fancy it. But yeah, it's mostly in the summer when I can get out and read somewhere outside more. So we'll see how long it takes me to get through these. Might take a while. Okay, off one books. I had, okay, couple of games. Let's get to the games. Here we go. Get off. Right. The Last Guardian for PS4. I'm sure everyone knows about it. It's been sort of in development hell for, what was it, about 10 years. I've been looking forward to this since Ico. I didn't like Shadow of the Colossus quite as much as Ico. Actually, not even close to as much. But if you don't know about it, these games, they feel sort of low budget. They're very basic. They don't tell you what to do. They don't hold your hand. They haven't got millions of cinematics. They got some spread out throughout the game. And that's what I like about them. It's a nice change from all the movie-like games that we have nowadays. And Last Guardian, I've only played like an hour of it. Here is, I don't know if his name is Trico or if he is a Trico. I think he is a Trico and the boy calls him Trico now and again. He's like this big beast who, at the start, he's hurt and you're the boy and you take the spears out of him and you help him and he helps you then. You can climb on him. Sort of like when you climb on the bosses of Shadow of the Colossus, you sort of jump on him and climb up. It reminds me a lot of that. And the Ico elements is like puzzly, adventure-y, trying to make your way through ruins to escape. And the two of you are just helping each other out. And it's so weird because there's like a little boy and a giant Trico, this giant dog slash bat slash beast. So I haven't played very much yet. I still haven't found out what the barrels are all about that you feed to your Trico when you find them. I know there's a trophy for feeding him every single barrel, but there must be some other use for them, right? Than trophies. I don't know. Maybe I'll find out. I don't know. Anyway, there's that. And the other game is probably one that most people will have played by now. I've waited for Christmas just to get a bit of hype for myself for it. Pokemon Sun. I went for Sun because everyone around me, online, offline, seems to be getting Moon. And while I did prefer the look of Moon, I wanted to be someone who could get easy access to a lot of Pokemon from Moon, from the other one, and have something that was a bit different from a lot of other people. And so there we go. It is this steel case one. I haven't got it out or anything yet, and it's all self-taped up. So maybe I'll show it in another vlog or something if I ever get around to making another one pretty soon. You never know. But yeah, everyone knows Pokemon. I'm really looking forward to it a lot actually, and I just haven't gone to starting it because I've been playing Rhythm Paradise for the Megamix for the 3DS, and that's really good too. I recommend that. If I haven't played any of the others, it's got a lot of the mini games from the others, the Wii one, the DS one, the Game Boy Advance one. So yeah, Pokemon Sun. I'll be starting that soon. I'm thinking of going for Rowlet, Grassy Bird, because I don't normally like bird type Pokemon, but that one, it makes it a bit more interesting. I like owls in general, I guess, sort of. The fire one interests me as well. Fire starter is like a cat. That interests me as well. And at the start, I was hell bent on going for that, but now I'm not so sure. And I'm talking myself out of getting Rowlet again. I don't know. I just know it's not a seal. I don't like seals. No. Anyway, that's the games I've had. Okay, last of all, we have the DVD, Blu-rays. I've gone for 2 Studio Ghiblis. These are off a mate of mine. The Wind Rises. I've heard good things about this one. It's about this engineer sort of bloke. I don't know much about it. I tried to stay away from finding out too much about films and games and stuff. I try and get as much information as I need just to know, I like that art style, I like that type of music, I like that film creator. That's pretty much what got me to buy it. So yeah, Wind Rises, and also from up on Poppy Hill. This is a sort of kiddie love story between the two of them, I think, on the cover. I don't know. Yeah. See if we can get some more. There we go. So yeah, they're the 2 Blu-rays that I had for Studio Ghibli. I always like to see more and more of those. Not that I've seen many yet, but I do intend to. And I saw season 1 of X-Files. I finished it probably the start of October. And by the time the Blu-ray came, it was the end of October because it takes a while to come from America because the Blu-rays I don't think came out over here. So, X-Files season 2, I decided instead of buying it for myself for Halloween, I'd hold off a whole couple of months and have it for Christmas to have something to look forward to a lot. And you know, I never saw the X-Files when I was little, when they were coming out. So it's really nice to be able to see them now, and I'm loving them. I've heard that season 2 is a lot more horror, more than sort of cheesy comedy sort of drama. So yeah, I am going to be starting that really soon. But I know they're long series. They're 20 odd episodes at about, what is it, about 50 minutes each, typical sort of American episode length for the longer drama type things. So I'll be starting that really soon. And other than clothes, well, I had this top and these jeans, but you know, I don't suppose you care about clothes. Um, but yeah, I had some of those. Oh wait, I had this slipper socks. The other one's down by there somewhere. The little Santa ones. I'll be wearing them all year round, even though there's Santa on them, because they're really nice. They're like normal socks, a bit thicker, and they got sticky things on the bottom. I really liked them as soon as I saw them in the shop, so I thought, okay, go for them. That's about it, actually. Obviously, chocolate and sweets. I'm not going to get by through a single day without some form of chocolate or sweets. So, that's happening. Oh, yeah. Otherwise, I don't want to just do a Christmas one this time. I want to show off one or two things that I've had recently, and I want to give my opinions on them because I don't. My mouse is running away. I don't want to. Oh no, I know I don't make many vlogs lately. I have a job to do the Let's Plays. So let's get a couple of things. But yeah, I should have prepared this, but I forgot I was even going to do it, to be honest. Okay. Here are a couple of games that I've bought recently. This is one that I was always going to get, regardless of bad reviews and, well, mediocre reviews and stuff. Final Fantasy 15. It is the Steelbook edition, because I'm a collector of Final Fantasy stuff and Zelda stuff. Not a huge collector, but I like to get. I'd pay like a tenner more for a better for the bigger version. Yeah. So there we go. That's the artwork of the Steelbook. Looks really nice, actually. They've done a good job on that. The game's in the actual console, so here we go. Brotherhood is behind you, and there's some nice stuff going on here. As for the game itself, do I like it? I don't like the battle style. It's not Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy is classic JRPG battle system to me. That's what they've gone known as, and they're moving away from it, and I don't like that so much. But it's still playable. It's got all the Final Fantasy mascots sort of things. It's got chocobos, it's got Malbos, it's got goblins. It's got all this sort of stuff going on that I really like. I'm only on chapter 3 right now, but I've been on chapter 3 for a long time. I'm at about 14 hours in now, probably 14, 15 hours in. I've been doing as many side quests as I can before giving up and moving on to the next chapter, and I will actually be moving on to the next chapter really soon. Yeah, really soon. I gotta go into, what's the name? I can't remember the name of the places very well because they're not that interesting to me. It's a pretty bland world. It looks pretty, the graphics are good, but it's a bit of a bland world because I went for realism with this one. In a fantasy game, they went for realism. So yeah, I'm getting through it, but I've spent the last week or two just doing side quests. I need to get back to the story because I'm forgetting what even happened. But the side quests themselves are quite boring. They're like Final Fantasy 14 in that there's just a fetch quest, no real story behind it, or at least interesting story behind it. But you just do it for the sake of it to tell yourself, I've done it. I'm doing more of the game of what I paid for. So there's that. Another game, anyway. If you want to know any more, chuck me a comment. I will answer. I always answer. Sometimes YouTube doesn't tell me there's a comment, but I'll try and answer. Anyway, next game, Killing Floor 2. I had this. This was about Halloween time, and you might think, looking at it, it's very generic, and in a couple of ways it is. Single player is not the way to go. It's online. Get a party of people that you know to buy the game. It's on Steam as well. It was on Steam first, I think. And just shoot waves of zombies, different special infected, sort of like Left 4 Dead. Oh, is exactly like Left 4 Dead when you get to the survival part at the end. When you get to the part where you're waiting for like a helicopter to come pick you up or whatever, and you're just killing zombies trying to survive. It's exactly like that. It's even got special infected. It's got a bloat, which is like the big one from Left 4 Dead, that spews on you and hurts you like a poison. It's got the siren, who screeches and it hurts through your armor and hits your health instead, which, you know, they're annoying. There's the crawling ones, creepers I think they're called, who, you know, they crawl around you, they're harder to hit and they leap at you and they commit suicide by exploding by you. I'm trying to think now. What other ones are there? Invisible enemies. I can't remember what they're called, but they're invisible, they're a pain in the ass. When there's a lot of them, they're mixed in with other enemies, you know. There's regular zombies who are easy to kill, headshot them, off they go. The harder enemies, there's the Scrake, who's like, he's like a massive enemy who you have to keep shooting, but once he gets his health down to maybe half or quarter, it goes mad and it starts charging at you. And that's when you need your teammates to come in and help you beat it down. So splitting up is not the way to go in this game to me. And the hardest enemy of them all, except for the boss, is the Flesh Pound, which every time you hit him, he's going to go mad and charge at you. On normal, it isn't too bad because you can just get your other people together and do it and beat him. But when you're going for higher difficulties, then he could be a pain in the ass. You have to use explosives for him, and it kills him off a bit quicker. And then there's the bosses. There's 2 bosses, random on each map, and there's plenty. Yeah, they take a lot of killing, and it takes a bit of luck to get through them sometimes with a bad team. There's loads of different maps to go for. There's a forest, like the Black Forest. There's a laboratory, 2 different ones. A mansion, Volta Manor. This is my favourite one probably, which is like a Resident Evil mansion where you're killing all the zombies and stuff. You can go out in the courtyard for an easier time out in the open a bit more. It's giant fountains and statues, typical sort of Resident Evil 1 mansion style. It's stunning, I love it. It's outpost, out in the snow a bit, which reminds me of an episode of X-Files Season 1 actually, where they're stuck in the snowy lab. Yeah, different classes, like you can be a demolitionist who's got explosive weapons, you could be a healer, or field medic is called. A support who gives out ammo to people but aren't that good themselves, although you can buy any weapon from the trader in between waves anyway. But I like to go for SWAT for that one. Good with the assault rifle. Yeah, I don't know, I just like the SWAT for some reason. I'm going for support next so that I can help other people if there's no other support in the team. So you need one, really, when you're going for hard mode at least. You pretty much need one support. Anyway, that's enough about that. I've gone on for ages about that, bloody hell. Anyways, this is another one. I haven't tried this yet. I've heard good things. It's a visual novel, Root Letter. It's a murder mystery. The tagline, or a tagline that I saw in the trailer on the PSN store, it's like Phoenix Wright, but more serious. Looking at the art style, I can't see the more serious yet, but once I get into it, maybe it is. Maybe it just means it's not a comedy like Phoenix Wright sort of is. And I think that's the dead girl, and you try to figure out who killed her and all that sort of stuff. And I like that sort of thing. So yeah, I've also been playing, funnily enough, Phoenix Wright, the latest one for 3DS on the 3DS store. It's not as good to me as some of the older ones, but I need to get back to it. I gave up on it for a bit. It's quite slow going to me, and that's the only problem I have with it. I'll get back to it sometime. I'm trying to think of anything else I can say before I stop, and I have been watching Cowboy Bebop for the first time. It's been pretty fun actually. It's been like, I can't believe I missed out on it for so long. I think it was like 1998 it came out or something like that, and it came to Netflix, so I thought, go on, and everyone's raving about it. It's good. It's like space. I don't normally like space stuff, but it doesn't go overly serious with it. It's about this group of bounty hunters who go through space, different planets, trying to capture them for money, and it doesn't work out anytime so far. I'm only 16 episodes in, I want to say 16 out of 26, and I'm loving it so much. I've never got through an anime series this quick since Higurashi probably, and that's saying a lot. Anyway, I think that is about it now. I think I've made it to the end. I'm tired. So this has been Greeny XI. Hope you've enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again in a bit when we go for probably more Golden Sun Lost stage. I think that's probably what's going to be the most of the videos that are coming up. I just need to get back to it a bit as well. Thanks again for watching, folks. See you again in a bit.